probably wrong about forever as well. Hey, it's Marek. I'm interrupting my vibe coding session to record this podcast. I'm so excited about what I'm building at the moment. I'm building an AI agent that every morning scouts all sorts of places: Reddit, Hacker News, Archive, RSS feeds, a few additional websites that I'm interested in, and it looks for things that might be of interest to me. Once it finds them, it asks me, gives me, a few of them to choose from. Then I say, this one's interesting, this one's not interesting, and so on and so on. Then it prepares a 10-minute podcast just for me, and it has this really cool voice using 11 Labs API. Cost me a few dollars a day, but it's absolutely gold because it helps me at least understand what are some of the trending things every given day, or at least it contributes to my daily research that I have to do anyway. That's my job. But we're here to record a podcast about thinking in hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs as in those ancient characters in ancient Egypt that would be carved in stone, that would tell all sorts of stories. We have them in pyramids, we have them all sorts of places, all coming from ancient Egypt. Why am I talking about hieroglyphs? Because I believe this is a great metaphor to talk about people who use ancient thought models to think about the world that we have today that is coming. So a quick background. Every time I talk about agentic AI, the economy of algorithms, I love to bring up Butterboy Nova. Butterboy Nova is a YouTuber who uses AI agents, or bots, simply speaking, sends them online, and those bots do shopping for him. Those bots are so-called AIO bots, all-in-one bots, so they can enter a web page. If there's a CAPTCHA, they will try to solve it. If they cannot, they'll ask Butterboy Nova to help. Then they'll find a product, add it to the shopping cart, check out, and so on, all in one. Turns out that bots are actually better than humans at solving CAPTCHAs. Maybe not all of the ones that Butterboy Nova is using, but in principle, the technology right now is much better than humans. So again, why am I talking about it? Because it's a really, really good way of thinking about what's happening on the internet right now. But before we get there, I wanted to write a passage from an article that was published in 1995, 31 years ago, in Newsweek. The article was called "The Internet Bah," written by Clifford Stoll, an astronomer, a internet user, a pretty sophisticated internet user back then. He found a hacker that everyone was trying to find on the internet. So he was pretty much an expert. But this is what he wrote for Newsweek. So quoting that from the article. Then there's cyber business. We're promised instant catalog shopping, just point and click for great deals. We'll order airline tickets over the network, make restaurant reservations, and negotiate sales contracts. Stores will become obsolete. So how come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? Even if there were a trustworthy way to send money over the internet, which there isn't, the network is missing a most essential ingredient of capitalism: salespeople. This was 1995. Back then, Clifford Stoll was correct. In 1995, his local mall was probably making more money than the entire internet in a month, simply because in 1995 there was no cyber commerce, as we would call it back then, or e-commerce on the internet. And back then, Clifford Stoll was absolutely justified in saying that you need salespeople, you need shopping malls to make money. He was wrong when it comes to the future, but he was right when it came to the day when he was writing it, right? That sort of, craziness of this situation is in the fact that, yes, he was right about today for him. He was right about now. He was wrong about forever. This article, I was reminded of it when I read about the most recent earnings call by Shopify, that company that offers checkout services for e-businesses. And the president of Shopify, Harley Finkelstein, said the following in the call. The way we think about agentic AI is it's a new surface where merchants can sell to customers. But just to be clear, LLMs do not bypass Shopify's checkout. The complex back end of commerce will always flow through Shopify. Finkelstein is correct about now. Right now, Butterboy Nova's bots, AI agents, have to navigate web pages, have to go through Shopify's checkouts. But Finkelstein is wrong about the future, is wrong about what's emerging already now. There is absolutely no technical need for AI agents or bots to navigate through channels that were designed for humans. They don't need a platform like Shopify. Finkelstein is thinking in hieroglyphs. And what I mean by that is when I was writing my book, The Economy of Algorithms, in one of the chapters, I used an example of an ancient Egyptian visionary scribe. I was thinking, what would the word in Egypt be for a futurist? And I thought a visionary scribe would be a nice word for it. And when I was writing about it, or about that scribe, I said that the scribe working in Egypt in 2500 BC would imagine automated spear throwers, hieroglyph carving machines, and oracles in every household. And my point was, this would be correct, but remember that it takes a giant leap of imagination to be able to say, you know what, in future, we will have machines that will use the concept of hieroglyphs to calculate numbers, to create new stories, to help us create content that we wouldn't be able to create before, to run businesses, to run the economy. That leap, that mental leap requires going beyond the now and thinking about the future. And I think Finkelstein was just simply not doing it. Now, I'm not sure why. Maybe Finkelstein is not aware of what's coming, or maybe he's just trying to protect the stock price. The Shopify's stock price has been falling quite steadily in the last couple of months. So we have the e-commerce space that has been built for humans, and then we have e-commerce space for agents, and this one has not been built just yet. It's up for grabs. Yes, there will be new protocols coming up. There will be new ways for those agents to interact. There are some initial protocols emerging, but nothing is really taking over that space just yet. Somebody will build the right infrastructure, and believe me, this will not be an organization that believes that the current infrastructure, the one that is built for humans, is the right approach for AI agents. And so this is an example of thinking in hieroglyphs, but my question to you, and a bit of a homework to you, is to ask yourselves, where are you thinking in hieroglyphs? What is the aspect of how the way your organization operates, the way your organization delivers value, that you've quietly assumed is permanent and is not changing, and in future, in this economy full of autonomous or semi-autonomous software entities, will remain as it is? Stoll was right about 1995, but he was wrong about forever. Finkelstein is right about today. He is probably wrong about forever as well. What are you right about today, but might be wrong about forever? Stay curious.